Hi guys, Movie Junkie for Life here, and this is going to be my review of Atomic Blonde, directed by David Leitch and starring Charlize Theron, Sophia Boutella, James McAvoy, John Goodman, Eddie Marsan, and Toby Keith. Atomic Blonde tells the story, it's set in the Cold War era when the Berlin Wall was supposed to be coming down. And Charlize Theron plays a spy who's sent to Berlin to recover a list of undercover agents that have now been exposed. And it's up there for sale on the black market. She has to prevent that sale. And she meets up with James McAvoy, another spy, who's supposed to help her recover the list. So, Atomic Blonde. Is it any good? Overall, I really enjoyed this movie, guys. I really loved this movie. It's not a perfect movie, but we'll get into that. Let's talk about what I liked. Visually, this movie looks amazing. I thought it was really well shot. The action sequences, the camera work is really well done. Especially the 80s aspect of this movie. If you're a fan of the 80s, you're gonna get a kick out of this movie because you have all the neon, you know, that very retro look to it. It does fit quite well into the era that we're seeing. We get all the punk rock German kids. All of that flows really, really well. And I think it fits well into the story because the story has a lot to do with upcoming change and that sort of thing. Because it is, I think it's about 1989 when all of this is happening. Maybe a little earlier, I might be wrong. The music as well, like I said, the music I really enjoyed. I love this soundtrack, and like Baby Driver, they tried to incorporate the music into the movie, into the action sequences, and for the most it works. There were a couple times that they I don't know if it's the song choices or when the music comes in, but it kind of overwhelmed the scene a bit. But overall, I was tapping my feet, I was bobbing my head. You know, I'm a fan of 80s music, and I really liked the musical selection, the musical choices they made, especially the David Bowie stuff. The story in this movie, I thought it was a bit convoluted, but any movie that can have you thinking after you walked out of the cinema, I think you've done your job. I heard people trying to, like, discussing, even while the movie was going on, which is a little annoying, but discussing exactly what they thought was going on and who was betraying who and who was really a spy and or a double agent. And any movie that can cause that, I think you're on the right track. But the story is a bit convoluted at times, and the way this movie is shot is that Charlize Theron's character is telling the story of what happened, and then we'll get flashbacks. So she's sitting in a room and she's telling her superiors about her case and what went down, and then we're seeing it. Now the problem with that, why that didn't really work as well as it should have, I think it caused pacing problems where we would have these really awesome sequences happening, and then it would just cut back to her in that room telling the story, and it would be very abrupt sometimes. So I thought that maybe this movie could have been paced better. I don't know, maybe the whole storytelling thing, I have no issue with that. I just don't think it worked well for this movie. That sort of thing where the person is already completed their mission, and now we're watching what happened, you know, because you're not as invested because you don't know, you already know that they survived, that sort of thing. But anyway, overall, I enjoyed the story, and my favorite part of it was trying to figure out who was a good guy and who wasn't. And for that, I said they do a pretty good job, because you really were guessing right up to the end of this movie who would betray who, and I like that a lot, especially in a spy movie. So Atomic Blonde was a movie I quite enjoyed. I think even with its flaws, it's a good movie. The action sequences in this is amazing. Charlize Theron trained like a beast for this movie, and it shows. A little behind the scenes tidbit, she actually trained with Keanu Reeves, who was working on John Wick 2 at the time, and they sparred and stuff for real. We don't know who won the match, but she actually asked him to spar for real. So what you're seeing is all Charlize Theron, and I love that aspect of it. Maybe they used a stunt double here or there, but she did the work. She put in the work, and the way it's done, It's not unbelievable where we see these action movies where you have this skinny chick taking down these huge guys. This shit looks brutal. It looks real. The hallway, there's a hallway staircase sequence kind of thing that is just phenomenal. It was the best scene in the movie. So I'm giving Atomic Blonde a 7 out of 10. I thought overall this was a really fun movie to watch. I enjoyed the music, I enjoyed the visuals, the acting was good. The story has issues, and I think more than anything it's pacing issues. While the overall story is good, I just think that maybe it could have been structured differently, and this is where this movie falls apart for me a little bit. But I highly suggest checking it out. Just don't expect it to be a balls to the wall action movie like John Wick. That is not what Atomic Blonde is. It's a spy thriller with some fantastic action sequences littered here and there, but it's not an all-out action movie. So I'm giving Atomic Blonde a 7 out of 10. And at this point I usually tell you guys till next time, bye bye, but I kind of want to get into spoiler territory here because I have a little theory about something I saw in the movie. So if you don't want to know what it is, you could switch off and I'll see you guys next time. But for those who are sticking it out, maybe you've seen the movie and you may or may not agree with me. I'm going into spoiler territory now. Okay, so I noticed during the movie, Charlize Theron, she's supposed to be British, right? But her accent fails from time to time. And at first I thought maybe she was struggling with a British accent, which I find a little difficult to believe because she's South African and she's very professional. And the accent thing, I've never seen her have a problem with pulling off accents. So it was kind of weird to me that one minute she would sound British and the next minute she would sound American. And I think they did it on purpose. I think it was a clue as to who she really was working for, which we see at the end of the movie when she gets on the plane with John Goodman. I think that that little drop in accent every now and again was to kind of clue the audience into who she really was. So tell me what you think. Maybe I'm just reading into it. Maybe she really was just struggling with the British accent. What do you guys think for the ones who've seen it? So that's it, and until next time, bye bye.